Ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. The new continent of Nave, Sarduka, has been announced. With the announcement of Sarduka comes a few key interesting points. The main one being that in order to get to Sarduka, the only way on release is to get there from Haven. That means existing characters, Nope included, cannot travel to Sarduka on launch day. You have to be a new character leaving from Nave. When I heard this, the very first thing that came to my mind was, well, if I make a character now, how prepared can I actually get by the time Sarduka comes out? It should be noted that Henrik and the team have not decided yet if characters made now in Haven will be able to go to Sarduka. But the idea that it spawned for me was fun enough for me to go ahead and do anyway. So, join along with me at your own risk. With all that out of the way, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Mortal Online 2 Haven Locked. Welcome back, guys, to Part 2, or the second half of Mortal Online 2 Haven Locked. If you clicked on this video without realizing that this is Part 2, I'll have a link in the description to go check out Part 1. I highly recommend you watch that first, because this is a direct continuation. This will be the last part of Haven Locked. By the end of this video, I feel pretty confident that I am most of the way to like a Haven soft maxed. I could go into more crafting and spend more primary points, but for the most part, you'll see the character's pretty built and is definitely ready to step foot on Sarduka. In this episode, we're going to wrap up on the combat side of things. We're going to dip a little bit into the profession stuff, kind of start prepping for gathering and butchering and other things like that. Now, even though this is the end of Haven Locked, this little mini-series we did, Zero to Hero Season 3 is still waiting for Sarduka's release. But don't worry, I've got a list, actually, of some video ideas that I'm going to do in between now and when Sarduka comes out. But for now, welcome back to the second half of Haven Locked. Welcome back, everybody, to Haven Locked. This is going to be the second and final episode of this little mini-series before we move on to some other stuff. First things first, we're going to knock some of the low-hanging fruit out first. We need to finish some of our action skills. So blocking, combat techniques, and defensive stance are all 100. Still need to get that aggressive stance, right? We also need to finish off our armor training. Endurance, we want to get up a bit. Anatomy, and of course, axes. So we need to get those done, and the way we're going to do those is down in the Bandit Dungeon. One thing we are going to do when we're down there, after I finish power leveling a little bit, is we are going to kill the Bandit Leader boss. Now, that's not a boss required for Haven, but it is technically kind of a boss in Haven, so I'm going to show that off. I'd say he's probably harder than the other bosses by a mile, because you actually have to stand toe-to-toe and just like go back and forth with him. So we're going to power level some of our melee skills. And I'll be back with you in a bit when that's done, or close to done, and we'll fight the Bandit Leader. All right, we're down here at where the Bandit Leader is. I just killed his goons. I'll show you real quick. I literally just got down here, but I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna show it off now. I don't know if I'll be able to kill him. My stats are pretty fucked right now, but we'll give it a shot. Let me just clear this bandit quick. So instead of sitting and resting here, you just come around the corner and then flip a little Yui here to the right, and there's a room down here with 3 regular bandits and the Bandit Leader. So we're gonna try and kill the Bandit Leader. I mean, I killed him over and over and over again in Season 1 of Zero to Hero to get the Marauder cape, right? So obviously he's not that hard to kill, but I was a Thurstar and I was leveled, and I am a level 8 Vila, and I have skill issues, so he might kill me. So let's see what happens. Biggest thing here is just focus on your parries. You gotta land your parries or you're gonna have a bad time with this guy. He also will parry you, and when he parries you, he's going to quick attack back, and you have to be ready. He also feints like this. What on earth was that? When he parries you, he's gonna throw out an attack really fast, and you have to, like that, you have to be ready to... I wasn't ready. I'm gonna stop talking and finish this fight. Oh, okay. That could have been worse. Go ahead and execute him for funsies. Kick him in the shin. What is he doing? Is it my knee?
God, my fucking knee! That's my knee!
See what he dropped. Gold. 3.5 gold for his head. 3 gold Dravit. And another almost 2 gold in silver. Take the bandages. But yeah, that's the boss. He's pretty simple. If you're new to the game, definitely do this with a buddy. And either have your buddy be a mage that's just standing back here healing you. Or you want to just like ping pong the boss, right? So like 2 footies, 1 on each side. And if he's looking at you, you're just parrying. All you're doing is parrying, you're not attacking. And then once he turns away, you start smacking him in the back. And you kind of ping pong the aggro back and forth. Anyways, that's the Bandit Leader. Let's go back to farming. Alright, so I've been killing the boss on respawn, just as I go up and down and farm. And I just accidentally learned something that actually makes the fight infinitely easier, especially if you're a new player. So check this out. Instead of volleying back and forth with just instant reposts off parries, just wait like a half second after you parry to attack. And then if he's going to parry you, he makes it extremely obvious and you can already be ready for his riposte. Watch what I mean. I'm going to parry him. I'm going to wait a half second and then swing. Oh, it didn't work because I'm stupid. Half second. Yep, see? Half second. And then if he's going to parry, you'll actually see that he's going to parry. Half second. Or you'll see that he's charging something. You can see how much easier this is now. I saw that he was going to parry. Yep, see that he's going to parry there. So it's actually much easier to fight him like this. Alright, so we were down in the dungeon for a while, but doing pretty good. So we now have 100 in blocking, combat techniques, defensive stance. Aggressive stance is only 95, but we're going to get that to 100 naturally when we do our next couple of steps after magic. We've got athletics 100, combat maneuvering and armor training are 100, endurance is 100, anatomy is 100, melee and axes are both 100. So most of our melee stuff is done, of course, minus the 5 points in aggressive stance, which we'll get here in just a little bit. So the next thing I want to do is I want magic school and ecumenical spells to be 30. The reason I want 30 is because corrupt, I want to be able to, let's see, spurt, purify, and corrupt. Now when you look at a spell here in the spell book, you'll notice that the skill range is a low number to a high number. What this means is that if you're under the low end, you will always fumble the spell. Like you'll fizzle, essentially. You won't be able to cast it. And if you are at or above the upper end of the skill range, you will be able to cast it 100% of the time without fail. So I want to get to 30 because of Spurt, Purify, and Corrupt, 30 is the highest skill level. Luckily, we're already 27 because of using the Magic Trainer here in Haven. So it's going to be really quick. I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, if you want to increase the level of your magic school, specifically your ecumenical spells, you have to use a skill you've not yet reached the max of the skill band for. Luckily, it just conveniently works out that Corrupt goes to 30. So all we need is Ichor. So we are going to go to the mage vendor and just buy a shitload of Ichor. And we're going to start spam casting Corrupt. Let's see. Magic vendor. Ichor. Let's just get 100. All right. Now, before we do that, one more thing. You'll notice, this is how much money we have now. So we have almost 120 gold. But you'll notice from farming all those bandits, I got a bunch of trinkets. Now, Cuprum Red Coral is the worst possible trinket in the game, and they all suck. But, you know, why not have some trinkets, right? So let's go identify them. The identifier guys are on the east side, if I am not mistaken. I think they're in this building here. Yep, here they are. So let's talk to the guy on the right, the Cognizant, and let's identify all of these. It's 5 silver apiece. See if we get anything, you know, Haven maxed, if you will, because I don't think you can get amethysts in Haven. You can only get red corals. So let's see. 9 armor crafting and necromancy mana reduction is garbage. I can't do either of those. 9 blocking and ecumenical mana reduction. I don't need the blocking. But the mana reduction, I guess. Sure, I'll wear that. 1 strength, 1 slash. Okay, I mess with the slash. That's not bad. 1 int, 2 max stam. That's pretty good. 1 strength, 1 slash. 1 raw con and 1 slash. Okay. So 1 raw con, what that means is that it'll give me 1 constitution over my max and a slashing damage for my axe. And then strength, or int and max stamina. It's not raw strength. So I'm going to go int and max stamina and get rid of these. So this is my Haven set. It's some ecumenical mana reduction, a raw con, 1% slash damage, 1 int, 2 max stamina. These are like nothing stats. This is a fucking nothing burger. But like, why not, right? Like, why not have a full set of charged trinkets in Haven? Just why not? Charge that, charge that, charge that. Look at us go. Look at us go. A full set of trinkets in Haven. I have never been in Haven long enough to have 1 trinket, much less 3 rolled and fully charged. Absolute ridiculousness. Okay, so anyways, now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. And I'm just going to cast Corrupt into here so that it doesn't hurt anybody. Let's see. Ecumenical skills is what I want to look at. We're at 0 of 147. Okay. We're going to go into our spell book, and we're going to put Corrupt on our bar. And then we're going to cast the spell. There we go. And yeah, luckily, we don't have to do this too much. We just have to do it enough to hit 30 from 27. So we'll do that real quick, and then I'll be back with you. All right, great. So magic schools and ecumenical spells are now 30, which means that I will never fumble on an outburst, a spurt, purify, lesser heal, or corrupt. Now, there's obviously way more spells in this. This is an empty spell book. I've got a couple of maxed spell books across my account, but this is good enough for us for our build, right? So now let's go ahead and bar some of this stuff. Corrupt I want on 5, Purify on 4, and I'll throw Spurt on 1 for pulling mobs or for breaking magic reflex. All right, sweet. So let's talk about what's next. For the most part, as far as Haven goes, we're about maxed on action skills specifically, okay? On action skills, we're about maxed. But that doesn't mean we're done, because there's a lot of stuff we could still do. And primarily what I want to target is secondary skills. Specifically, I'm not worried about any specific materials yet. I'm worried about the actual skills. So cooking is one of them, okay? Now, cooking can be done at the same time as butchery and skinning knife, okay? So we're going to be killing the deer things. For some reason, why can I not think of it? Springbok. We're going to be killing Springbok, skinning them, which will level the skinning knife skill, butchering them, which will level the butchery level, right? And then the meat we are going to be cooking. You might recognize this spot. The starting cave where you spawn is right over there. And then you come down this way. Here's where you learn archery, right? You shoot the dummies. Here, there is the butchery table. But most importantly, right there is like 50 Springbok at all times. And they're like a hyper spawn. And a cooking station, right? So we go right here to the west, kill, skin, kill, skin, kill, skin until we're full. Kill, skin, butcher, so, you know, the whole 9 until we're full. Come over here, dump off whatever we don't need, cook all the meat, rinse, and repeat. So I'll show you just one quick run. It's pretty self-explanatory, but just to give you an idea. Okay. Now we're going to loot all the carcass. And simply right-click, hold to butcher. Bang. You can see there, all of our lores increased, but what matters to me is skinning knife just increased and butchery increased, right? So that's the first half. So we're going to keep doing this until we are out of inventory space. All right, we're now at a point where we're over our inventory capacity with just meat. So we're going to run back to the camp. 16. All right, whatever. I just got a steam nauseating, horrific Okay. All we need to do is we need to get to 100 cooking and 100 of the venison lore, and then we'll be cooking really, really good food. So that's what we're doing. We're going over there, killing Springbok, butchering, blah, 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 coming back, cooking, and we're going to do that until, once again, cooking is 100, butchery is 100, skinning knife is 100. That's what we're going to be working on. So I will see you when it's done. All right, and here we are. Skinning knife 100, butchery 100, and cooking. And I went ahead and got advanced cooking to 100 while we were at it. Why not? What advanced cooking does, it is a primary, but it's useful because it unlocks all of the extra slots for ingredients. So we can cook some pretty awesome stuff. And we really don't know what's going to be available on Sarduka. So might as well have it, right? It's only 100 points. All right, so now that that's done, what are the next two things I want to level? Again, secondaries. I just want to prep because remember, in Sarduka, we have to be extremely self-dependent or self-reliant, you know, whatever the term is. Anyways, we need to be able to do a little bit of everything. So the next thing we're after is woodcutting and mining. Simple stuff. How are we going to do it? We're going to find some trees. I don't see any. This might be a little difficult. Do you guys at home see any trees? I don't. So we're going to find some trees. And then for mining, we're probably going to go hit that rock face. Or I think like right over here. Yeah, this is where the tutorial brings you to mine. All of these rocks along the water. And then right back here, there's a couple of different mining nodes up in here. So what we're going to do is woodcutting and mining to 100. They are both secondaries, so is gathering the parent skill. I hear somebody hitting a rock right now. Anyways, I'll be back in a minute. All right, it's been about an hour or so. Which isn't too bad. Just been chopping gray wood in the area because it was just the closest kind of tree to me. About to hit 100 in woodcutting, which should happen on the next tick. There it is. 100 woodcutting. Fantastic. Next is going to be mining. Like I said, I was chopping gray wood, which is under material lore, petrology. I lied. Botany, dendrology. Yeah, gray wood. I don't think I've ever seen or used gray wood in any capacity anywhere in the game ever. Hopefully there's gray wood in Sarduka because now I have some lures for it. But really, my main concern here was woodcutting 100 just to get that started, right? So next is mining. We haven't gone far. That's the tutorial area right there. So there's tons of mining I can do along the river here. And then there's also the nodes up here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to get rid of these axes. You can mine or woodcut with an axe or a pickaxe, and they do the exact same thing. But I guess for RP reasons, I'm going to switch to pickaxes. Starting to run out of money, dude. Okay, so we're just gonna start hitting some rocks and go from there. And when I have 100 mining, I'll be back. Now the good thing is, most of the rocks here are granum, and granum's the most common rock in the game. I'm fairly certain there's going to be tons of granum in Sarduka, though it'll probably be more Sabura than anything. But yeah, time to get mining to 100. All right, and here comes 100 mining. And I hear some fighting breaking out to my left. There's 100 mining, so we now have 100 woodcutting, 100 mining. Let's go see what this is about over here. I think they're dueling. I only have a two-handed axe. I'm not good at feinting with these, but... Break it up, gentlemen. Break it up. All right. He wants to go. Yeah, you smoked that pipe. Smoke that meth. Let's go. Trying to go again or what?
Can't you clearly see me hopping on my pig?
Damn!
Hey, you gotta be rude, bro. Damn. Damn. All right, then. Jeez Louise. All right. Well, anyways, now that Pigman was just rude to me, um, let's see. Let's see what's next. Let's head back to town. Head back to town. All right. So we're here at the library, and one of the things I think I want to get because Sarduka is huge, and archery, especially mounted archery, is going to play a big part in the fighting on Sarduka. It's all wide open. Mounted combat is going to be really important. So I think I want to work towards mounted archery. Now, you can't get controlled riding in Haven, which you need for mounted archery, but you can level your archery. That being said, I don't want to shoot a bow at things for a really long time. So we're just going to buy the archery book here, and we're going to let it passively level up to 70. I just wanted to show the fact that I'm going to have this book cooking. So in 42 hours, we'll have 70 archery. So all of our action skills that we wanted to get done are pretty much done. As far as we can get them done, at least in Haven, as far as being a Clade 8, max height Vila. Got hundreds in most everything that we need at the moment. And for professions, all of our secondaries are done. Skinning knife, we've got butchery, mining, woodcutting, cooking, even got advanced cooking, because why not? Got some of our lures, although most of them are not really that useful. So from here, I mean, I'll be honest, I think we're not at an actual true Haven maxed character, but for all intents and purposes, we are ready for Sarduka, day one. What it really comes down to now is whether or not Henrik and the Star Vault team choose to let us take our pre-created Haven characters to Sarduka. They've spoken about doing a third character slot and potentially locking that specific character slot to Sarduka. At least like for when you create the character and you leave Haven, it's locked to Sarduka. And if that happens, I will have to redo Goy from the ground up, because I'll be honest, I like this name. I'm not giving it up. 3-letter names are hard to come by, especially one that is silly, memey like this. So, if that is the case, I'm going to delete and recreate Goy for Season 3 of Zero to Hero. But yeah, just a reminder, Nope is still the true hero of this channel. Nope is the true Zero to Hero champion. But when Sarduka comes out, there's going to be like a 2 to 3 month period where only characters created after the patch, or I guess only characters that left Haven after the patch, because we don't know one way or the other yet, will be able to go to Sarduka for like 2 to 3 months. And because of that, Goy is going to be our stand-in hero for Nope during Season 3 of Mortal Online 2 Zero to Hero. So that's going to be exciting. All right, so now that we're back in town here, I think we've done about everything we want to do in Haven Locked. Now, will there be a part 3? I'm not planning on it. But you guys tell me. I mean, we could start a little fight club in Haven. I can come help you guys with your bosses if you need it. There's a lot of different things I can help. There's so many new players coming to the game right now. There's a possibility I may be collaborating with some other creators as well pretty soon, kind of taking a look at Mortal Online 2. So a lot of good stuff to come. I did want to talk about, in this past December, Odin Seed held their annual Mortal Online 2 Oscars, where a bunch of people are nominated for different categories, stuff, kind of silly categories like Best Loot Bag or Most Hated Player or stuff like that. But they also have like good categories like, Streamer of the Year, YouTuber of the Year, etc., stuff like that. And I was actually nominated, and thanks to you guys, won 2025's Mortal Online 2 YouTuber of the Year. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the clip of me being announced as the winner, and then also my little acceptance speech. So we're going to roll to that right now.
All right. Now, another exciting award. Crafting epic videos, guides, highlights, lore dives, or dramatic reels. This creator shaped how players saw the game and brought in platforms. Tonight, we honor the storyteller whose videos left a mark. This year's best YouTuber is... Oh, I'm the presenter. Okay. And your nominees are Nope, Dread OG, aka Little X, and the one who's been here so long, Wolfsight. And your 2025 winner is no!
Hey!
Congratulations, Nope. Anything you want to say since you're right here on stage?
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys. Yeah, I want to say I love this community and this game, you know. I make my series because I think more people need to know about, you know, what we do here and the vision Henrik has. So thank you, Henrik and the Star Vault team. And shout out Rogues for helping behind the scenes. And shout out the OG guild leader, Facilier. Thank you, guys.
Like and subscribe.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, and like and subscribe. Definitely that, too.
Like and subscribe,
Thank you, guys.
Party hard, party hard.
Now, I know that that award ceremony happened like 2 months ago. I just hadn't gotten around to using the footage yet, but I just want to say thank you to Odin Seed for hosting that event every year, and thank you for Henrik for getting directly involved every time as well. And I really appreciate the invite to present some of the awards. That was really cool as well. You know, the cool thing about Odin Seed, man, like, love them or hate them, toxic or not sometimes, some of their players, it happens, right? It's all in good fun. It's a PvP game that we're playing here, but, you know, however you feel about Odin Seed and Azog and Barados and that whole group, they are pillars of this community, genuinely. Azog, Barados, Lil X Problem, Dread OG. There's a lot of players in Odin Seed that are big pieces of the community, so thank you guys for putting that event on. Truly, honestly honored to have been nominated at the very least, and then to have won my category was super cool, you know. I made this channel and I made these videos as a way to show people, yes, this is a PvP game, there's PvP clips, it's fun to go out and PvP, but there's a game here under all of it. There is a game that is deep. It has a wealth of mechanics and skill that is required. And there's just so much depth to this game, and I really wanted to showcase what playing the game is actually like in between the PvP, right? And I think we've really captured that with Zero to Hero, and hopefully a little bit here with Haven Locked, even though this is kind of a weird offshoot series. So thank you, Odin Seed, for putting that together. Well, guys, we have reached the end of Mortal Online 2 Haven Locked. This has been a really fun blast to make, but I wanted to give you a sneak peek into some of the things that I'm planning. So first and foremost, obviously, when Sarduka comes out, we're going to be doing Mortal Online 2 Zero to Hero Season 3. That is going to be the main focus. But we don't know how long it's going to take, so in the meantime, got some great ideas. One thing I can tell you for sure is I will be collaborating soon with one or two much larger creators from outside of Mortal Online 2. So keep an eye on that. They're going to be checking the game out. We're going to be doing some collaboration projects. Really excited to talk more about that, but don't want to get ahead of myself. In addition to that, I'm going to be posting some minor guides, some minor challenge videos, you know, little things to keep the content flowing until Sarduka comes out and we start Zero to Hero Season 3. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you've gotten this far and you haven't done all three, shame on you. One way or another, we're going to have another video out in about a week. I'm not sure if it's going to be a collaboration project or one of my guides or something like that, but look for another video next week. Can't wait to see you there, guys. Take care. Love you all.